What's up, man?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you for coming on, bro. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
oh, absolutely, man. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, dude, I saw you on TikTok and I thought it would be good to get you on and it looked like what you were saying was some good knowledge, man. So I'll just kick it off with how long you been sober for?
I got sober March 3rd, 2019. So in like a month, like less than 30 days, it'll be 7 years.
7 years, huh?
Yeah. God willing.
Wow. What do you think was the best route to getting sober?
For me, asking for help, number one, that dragged me to detox and rehab. I was, especially with opiates, physical withdrawals. There was no way. I tried for 10 years doing it at home. It wouldn't work. After that, the rehab, I think it's not spoken about enough how important it is to the levels of learning, coping, therapy, healing, being locked away without your phone, dealing with yourself without drugs, alcohol, or your phone. 30 days of like new habits and letting your brain chemicals come back. And then after I got home, it was, AA, 12 steps, sponsored gym, prayer, and I just started to learn about myself from there.
Absolutely, man. That's so true. I've done rehab a couple times and you know, it was always good, but when I came back home, I'd be sober for, it could have been a month, couple months, but I would always fall back into the same thing, the same routine. So basically, uh 2 years ago, the last time I went to rehab, I decided to go to sober living.
Mm.
And you know that was the key I was missing. That after that I did a complete 180 and you know just started killing it. I mean, I've had a couple relapses, but I had a year and 3 months sober, uh just from going to sober living. So that was the key I was missing. Have you ever been to sober living?
I did it for like 30 days in South Florida. Yeah, I think it's a different level of care, and it's so important for like just the realistic parts that people don't talk about, like, yeah, being held down, having accountability of drug testing, having a curfew, having to go to meetings. It forces you to learn that life, and then that becomes kind of a like a routine, you know what I mean? And then you learn how to stay sober.
Absolutely, dude. That's so true. Routine is key. Now, having all these years of sobriety, do you still have like that routine, or do you still go to meetings and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, my routine is what keeps me sober, other than God. It's prayer, meditation, gym, doing the next right thing, meetings. I'm very transparent. I probably go to one or two a week now. But I mean, my life is also revolved around recovery, but I still have to work on my recovery. It's a big thing. Even if I'm helping millions, I have to. John just still has to stay sober. I'm just, still a dope fiend crackhead. Like, I still got to do me. But I do therapy, journal in hard times. There's a toolbox that I pull from as life hits me and rolls. You know what I mean? As obstacles and blessings pop up, I know I have to keep myself spiritually fit for sure.
Absolutely, dude. That's so true. I think the biggest part of it is like having connection, and having the right people around you and talking to the right people. And that was a big mistake I made, was just, going back to those same types of people, and it just never ended good, man. Never ended good. Are
Yeah.
you still tempted with like, if you ever see anyone using it, or if you're around someone who, has some perks, or, you know, do you ever get that itch?
No, I mean, I haven't had a true real craving since the first 60 days, which I think and why what I do now a lot has to do with like finding the right treatment for people, good rehab, meetings, good coaching, whatever they need. But I give that to God. But I also am careful where I'm around. Alcohol. When I got off opiates and stuff, I struggled for a year or two straight with alcohol and coke. Like I came to terms with I'm never doing opiates again. Like it's just not the same game. Fentanyl, my friends are all dying. Like I was turned
Exactly.
off by it. I liked feeling
Yep.
like being in the gym, feeling good. Um, but then I struggled with like, well, I could drink, and I battled that for a while. So I ended up in AA, and I just thought, I mean, I don't, for me, AA was like a lot more organized and structured, and you know, I wrote a number one sobriety book called Bartending in New York City.
Really?
Alcohol, yeah, it doesn't really phase me, but I don't be around perks. Anyone that does drugs has no reason to be around me now, unless I'm saving their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You wrote a book. What was it called?
Life on life's terms.
Awesome, dude. I'll have to check it out. I'm actually in the works of writing a book too. It's called Escaping Rock Bottom. I'm working on that. But do you think AA is better than NA?
For me, it was. I'll never like judge. I don't think I have the answer. I think everyone is different. There's smart recovery, celebrate recovery. I mean, whatever works for people. For me, it was just, yeah, it was a little more structured, a little more spiritual, and just a bigger AA presence where I live too, I think. Like I said, I felt done with opiates. It was just a turn off to me. Like it was fun back then. You can get perks. You knew it was a perk. You could get
Yep.
heroin. You knew it was heroin. Coke. You knew it was like once fentanyl came for people that were around the game before that, it just wasn't cute anymore. It's like, well, now I'm playing Russian roulette.
Exactly.
It's not fun.
That's so true, dude. When do you think was like at what time do you think fentanyl started becoming on the scene?
Probably when I was like 25, 26. So like 2014, 2016. I don't think anyone knew what it was. We were just wondering why my friends were dying so fast. Because we've been doing it for a while. When you're an addict, you know how much you could do. So you
Right.
have to like try to take yourself out. But people started dropping like flies, and they're like, something's not right. And then by COVID, we knew, that it was a different substance, like
It's
2018.
it's, it's crazy. I mean, you're spot on, dude. That was I know some people that have passed, and me myself, I've almost passed a couple times, and it's completely different, man. It's not even the same feeling. I feel like it's taking like Norks or Perks or whatever, and it's just way more. It's deadlier, man. Like looking at the statistics, it's the number one leading cause of death. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad.
So, what's your life look like right now? Like having full sobriety for years now. Uh, do you live like a better life, like in terms of waking up with a purpose, waking up with something to do, having the right things to be doing?
Yeah, I mean it's 180. I woke up every day, either hungover or dope sick, chasing like the fears of like, well, money to how am I get more money, who's got it, what did I do drinking last night, make myself look like an asshole, everyone's mad at me, like it was only negative. And now it's like it's flipped, man. Like AA talks about life beyond your wildest dreams. I mean, yeah, I've cried in gratitude. I mean, like I signed books for my get my autograph for a sobriety book. I reach 90 million a year on TikTok. I own my own treatment center. I'm
No
fit.
way.
I got girls that want me that are at higher level of
Yeah,
quality
yeah.
than I had before. I have friends of higher level of quality. My family looks at me as like a positive influence instead of like who's bailing John out. So every aspect has gotten better.
Damn, dude, that's so sick. That's what I strive. That's what I want. Like those types of things. I was they call it like a dry drunk or whatever for kind of months. Where I didn't like I'd wake up and like I don't know was bored and just didn't have a lot going on. But it's possible. That's what keeps me going. Shit like that is possible. How'd you grow your TikTok to be so? I saw you have a bunch of followers. How did you do all that, dude?
I mean, when I started on Facebook and Instagram during COVID. In 1 week, I was a year sober. Three of my friends passed in a week. The last one being my best friend growing up. I was riddled with grief. I called my sponsor and I was like, bro, I'm gonna relapse. Like, this is too much to swallow. And he's like, dude, you're on step 12. So what should you do? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, service to others. And I was like, well, how am I going to do that in my house? I'm quarantined at my parents' house. I'm 20 years old. Like at the time I was speaking at meetings, I was sponsoring people. I couldn't even go to meetings. So I was like, how the fuck am I doing that? He's like, pray on it. I don't know. And I'll never forget the day. It was a beautiful probably like March or June day. I prayed, I cried, I asked God, like, help me get through this day sober, show me how you want me to help people, and like, why is this happening to me and everyone? I went on a run, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, it all just came together in my mind. Like, it was just like, oh, and this is before influencers, content creators, this is like early COVID, so TikTok was like hardly a thing then. Like, and it was like
Right.
social media, like everyone in your area follows you on Facebook, start posting. So I posted a pic of me like cracked out, no shirt on from a couple years ago. I took a pic actually on a bridge, like sweating with my shirt off, flexing sober. And I just wrote underneath it like my story, kind of like I'm tired of writing RIPs. Reach out to me if you need help. I had no plan of what I was doing after that. I was like, I'll just inspire. And I kind of took off. And then, someone told me you should probably get on TikTok. The reach will be, instead of Connecticut, will be the world. Um,
Yeah.
I put it off for a while. I was like, fuck that. I don't know about this TikTok stuff. Like, and then I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I didn't even know what I was doing at first. My shit sucked. I remember having 50 followers like it was yesterday. But I just stuck with it. And I'm big on like, I don't mind working hard and failing. So I just kept learning, like, ooh, this worked. Ooh, that didn't work. Ooh, this worked. And it started with just like little like B-roll, like sober clips of comedy, like dark comedy. Like whatever sound would be playing, and I'd be acting something out. And people would relate, they'd be like, "That's funny, I did that too," or like, "Oh my God, I remember that in addiction." And then it turned into before and after pictures, and then it turned into what it is now, of like Recoveryjon. And it's like educational and my story and stuff like that.
Fucking love that, dude. I love that. That's so awesome. You're in Connecticut, right? You said
Yeah,
there's a lot going on out there with the opiates, right? Right in that little type of region. It's
yeah,
pretty bad out there, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, I think Willimantic, Connecticut, is the heroin capital of the world, and it's like this shitty little town.
Damn. So you
But
probably knew a bunch of people that were all on that then, right?
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Out of my high school, I mean, yeah, a lot of people didn't make it and were addicted. Yeah, like it was the opiate epidemic my age. So
So messed up, man. And it's still going on right now. And you got Kensington right there too, right? Yeah,
hmm
dude, it's disgust. That's disgusting how that's even a thing, how that's even like happening out there.
yeah,
The drug dealers are probably getting fucking rich and people are just dying. No one really gives a fuck.
yeah.
Sad,
But
man.
yeah, I'm working right now with the Connecticut State Senator to pass a bill to ban 7 each, whatever the hell that, like this mitragenia kratom shit. You got all these people that sold legally at gas stations, and people
Yeah.
that are addicts and aren't addicts are becoming dope fiends from this. Like they're it's full blown opiate addiction. So that it looks like that's gonna pass in this month. And then I'll be banned here.
Wow. Yeah, Kratom, dude. My roommate got kicked out because I'm in a sober living. I'm in Chicago, and yeah, dude, Kratom. That's a problem too. You know, they got all this synthetic stuff at these gas stations, even out here, the Kratom and the little weed cartridges and all that. And yeah, I agree. It's like they start taking that, and then the next thing is opioids. You know.
Yeah.
But dude, thank you for coming on though. I really appreciate it. When you
Yeah.
when you started growing your channels and stuff like that with the social media, it took a little bit to get going, right? It took some time to start going, like start getting a lot of views and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the world we live in. Is like people get discouraged because all you see is the final product. You see someone with a million and they're like, they're just better than me. And still today, I don't have $1 million, so there's people I see a million. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Um, but no one. That's why I like to talk about the true journey of what it took. I doubted myself daily. There's times I was like, why am I doing this? Even now, I could post something that gets 2 million views. I could post something that gets 500 views. It's about doing it for the right reasons,
Right.
and really, it doesn't matter about anything. Like for me today, I don't give a shit about views. It's my journey. Does this feel right? That's gonna help someone. And even my YouTube, I haven't really figured out YouTube. I don't put a lot of effort into it. I should. A lot of my mentors yell at me for that. But I slowly focused on TikTok for a while, and like I'm big on like perfecting things. And even my podcast. I mean, on TikTok. I got 22,000 followers on the Addict Truth podcast in like a couple months, but on YouTube, I have like 400 followers. So, I mean, people need to talk more about it's okay to, it's not even fail, but like, you know what I mean? To learn and take the time and make it about the journey.
Exactly.
You know, it's about the journey, not just like the end result.
Wow, I didn't even know you had a podcast. But
Yeah.
dude, that's incredible, man. Like, because if you really think about it, we do live in the age where, everything is social media, and I just it is, there's a lot of creators out there who are just, it's kind of cringe. But I saw your stuff and I was like, damn, this shit's real. Like this shit's good, and you're fucking reaching a lot of people, like thousands and thousands of people, dude. And you never know, like they could see something that you say or something, and it could change. You know, it could change how they think. It's crazy. It's the way to go nowadays, I think. You
Yeah. I mean,
know.
that's social media is where most people spend most of their time. So, in the beginning, that's what I thought. If I could put some positivity in there in any sense, just inspire someone to get sober, to be better, to chase their dreams, whatever part that I've learned, and I needed that from other people, you know. I'm blessed and grateful to be able to do that, and that's why even if 10 people see it, you know, maybe you're saving one of those, that one of nine's lives. Like that's what it's for. You know, I think we chase so much today. I mean, it's good to push yourself. Like I'm big on goals and numbers, but um it's good to know just like you're doing it for the right reason and like, hey, hopefully I help someone. That's why I started all this. I didn't think I helped one person. Like I was literally like, maybe I could help someone.
Yeah.
And you know, today if I could look at my weekly views as 4 million, and that doesn't even really red click in my head. It's too big for my head. I'm like, whatever, that's
Wow.
good. You know.
Yeah, dude. And honestly, from what I've seen, and because I know a couple of people that are bigger too on the social media, that like you could even turn into like a business. They start paying for views and all that. It's incredible, man. Uh, what if you had to send a message to the people who like are just starting out with all this and kind of, you know, don't know like the right steps, like they don't know where they're going, they don't know what to do, and for people like that just get fresh out of rehab, what would be something you would say to those types of guys?
Number one would be take yourself out of the equation. You know, find someone. The main thing I do now, that's what I have a team of a call center with addiction counselors, doctors, and that's the main reason what I do now is getting people the right type of help. So if they message me help, we have a team that gets on the phone with them, whether it's their mom or the addict themselves or whoever, the wife, the husband, and we hear out their story, and the doctor and addiction counselors walk them through, okay, here's a good rehab with your insurance that deals with your co-occurring disorder, or here's meetings or the right recovery coach or therapist. But it's about having that guidance. You know, I tried for 10 years, like, oh, I'm gonna get it today. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I got the same fucking results every day. More and more
Yeah.
fucking misery. And once I just looked at my parents, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I need help. And I stopped thinking I knew better. I literally just shut my mind off. I looked in the mirror. I was like, "You're dumb. Don't listen to what everyone says. Don't listen to a thing that your mind says." And it made me so much stronger. You know, someone said to go to AA. I said, "Okay." Someone said pray. I said, "You got it." They said go to the gym. Okay. Like, and all of a sudden, voila! I'm a million times better in a year. But if you think about what addiction is, it's really a mental health disease of justification. Oh, it's like I talked to someone last night. He told me, yeah, I spent 6K on an 8 ball. Like, this bad thing, that bad thing happened. I said, okay, from my professional view, you know, you need detox rehab and some kind of like 12 steps or meetings. He's like, well, I don't really want to be around like addicts. And I said, but I was like, bro, you don't think you're an addict? You say you just spent 6K on an 8 ball. And he's like, you know, and that's the insanity of addiction. Like you're not normal if you're doing an 8 ball, like ever in your life. And this kid's telling himself, he's not, and I could relate. I'm not judging him. I mean, I used to do heroin and get up, and I'd be like, "Well, I'm not bad as this person." So let's get honest with yourself and just take help and guidance. And fear is gonna stop any success in your life. So if you're scared of rehab, you're not gonna get sober. You're scared, and you won't go. You're scared of an AA meeting, you're not gonna get sober. Like the more fears you face, uh, the more success you'll have.
So true, man. Yeah, honestly, I didn't even think of myself as an addict, and I still kind of struggle with. I think I just have a problem with drugs and alcohol, you know. Because when people think of addict, they think of someone on the street or someone under a bridge, shoving needles in their arms, and it's far from it, man. I've met a lot of successful people. The first rehab I went to was in California in Betty Ford, and I've met like pilots, like lawyers, like high level people, and they had the same type of problem I did. They were just more ahead in life, and yeah, I mean that's to where you're at right now is what I'm striving to be doing. Like releasing the book, you know, getting ahead in life, start making some money, start, preaching the word. But first, I got to have myself 100% right. You know, I got to be 100% right. And right now, I only have a couple months of sobriety because I slipped. I had a year and 3 months, and I had a couple of relapses, and so I'm kind of back. At square one. I only have a couple months, but you know, I I want to have a year before I start reaching out and doing all that types of stuff.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally. I mean, for me, I think a lot of people ask like, how'd you get where you are today? And that first year, I did nothing but prayer, gym, AA, self-help books, meditate, and listen to motivational speeches over and over again for a year. And that's what built me into today. And I'm still growing, man. There's days I feel like 40%, there's days I feel like 110. But I have that foundation, and that's what built everything for me. And like I said, it came just from I don't really care about the outcome. I just care about how many people I can help. And the more I do that, the more I help, the more money comes in, even if I'm not focused on it, and the more opportunities I get to help people, and it'll keep growing, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. It will keep growing. I got one more question, man. Like, if your friends, say your friends or people you used to hang out with or used to grow up with, are they drink or they might do coke once in a while or whatever. Did you just drop them completely? Did you stop like cut them off completely? Like people that like still go out and party like that? Did you just cut those types of people off?
Absolutely. I mean, the first 6 months, I cut the world off. Like I said, it was John versus John. I had a lot of rebuilding to do, a lot of learning. It was me, my sponsor, steps, meetings, prayer, gym. And I was honest with people. Why? I was like, nothing wrong with you. I got a problem. I can't be around that shit. If you're okay being around, it's fine. But I know I'm gonna relapse and mess my life up. I got a lot of rebuilding to do. After that, I integrated anyone that was a real, dealing with like hardcore substances or addiction. I never let them back in my life. But I'd be the first one to answer their call if they wanted help. But like you realize all the corny shit you learned as a kid is true. Like you show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Yep.
So I know it's hard because I've been that person 30 days sober, but and like, oh, what about then I'm gonna be lonely? What about my friends? Like today I'll cut people out in 2 seconds. A girl I'm dating, a friend, a family member, and I'll pray for them. And there's no resentment, but your energy is important. What you keep around you, so if someone doesn't match my values, there's no need. Now, in the same sense, not everyone has to be Recovery John. Some of my friends do drink, smoke a little weed, do a little blow here and there, but they're not addicts. And I'll go out with them and have a great time. And say we're at a casino or a bar. Um, I don't have, I'm spiritually fit, and the reason I'm there is not to party. It's to spend time with friends I've been friends with since the second grade. And when it's like midnight and Coke starts coming out, it's time for me to leave. I can't be who I am today and be around that stuff. It just doesn't match it doesn't feel good. Doesn't turn me on. Um, but at the same time, I'm not judging people. And yeah, there is freedom. I don't think enough people talk about that. Once you get your feet under you, my sponsor said if you're spiritually fit and you have a reason to be there, there's no reason you shouldn't be there. So even if it's a bachelor party in a strip club, like if I know inside I'm not gonna drink, like I don't have cravings, I feel safe about it. That's my friend's bachelor party. Like I should be there. Sure, I don't need to be there till 4 a.m. while everyone's doing lines, but there's no reason I can't go out and have fun and go home and do the right thing.
100%. Do you believe the in the AA book it says you shouldn't have any relate? I think it's in the book. or they say in AA that you shouldn't have any like relationships with girls or whatever within the first year. Do you believe in that?
Yeah, so that's yes and no. So it's not in the book. It's kind of like an unwritten thing people made up. But it's a very, like I said, it's a very unique time to rebuild yourself. So for me, I did it and it turned out terribly. And then the girl was threatening to like take her own life, and that
Oh
was
man.
that was hard to deal with in early sobriety. Because I'm also a people pleaser and I have a big heart, so the guilt of like, what if she does? And I did not need that pressure early on, and I did not need to hurt someone that early on. Because who you are at day 30, I can't even put into words. Who I was a day 30 woman today is the opposite person almost. So the things you like, girls, friends, business, free time, everything changes. So I think it's an important thing, to give yourself that unique time to find out who you are and what you like before you start doing that. But I mean, I tell people that ask me that question honestly, and sponsees and coaching clients, that it's okay to date. Just be very open with where you're at and you're moving slow. It's okay to have fun. You just don't want to hurt anyone, and you want the focus to be on you. I think that's where it's scary is you stop drinking and stuff, you can start focus on gambling, girls, you know what I mean? You really, it's unique. The more you focus on you, God will deliver everything that is meant for you. But once you start externalizing things, then it gets messy.
So true, man. Well, thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. I know we're talking about doing this for a while, and I really do appreciate you because I just, message you and you reach right back out, and I appreciate that, man, a lot. And thank you for doing this, man.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. Sorry, my life, life's been a little wild and all over the place. So I'm happy we got to connect and get it
Oh
done.
man, you're busy, dude. You're busy. You got a lot of stuff going
Uh,
on. That's awesome. What was your name of the podcast and your TikTok again? So
so
people check you out.
Recoveryjon is a TikTok for myself, and then my podcast is Addicts Truth. So it's on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram.
Awesome, dude. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You too, man. If you ever need anything, reach out.
100%, bro.